fantastic.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our 15th anniversary of the 11 Days of Global Unity. I'm Karen Palmer. I'm known as Mindful Media Mom and Miss Kindness on all social media, and we are using our time today as the women theme to feature our kind women leaders who are uniting for global unity. And I have the pleasure to bring you some of the most inspiring women on the planet. And my dear friend here, Anneloes Smitsman, is going to share with us how she is being a kind leader and helping to grow more kindness and unity and peace in her community. So welcome, Anneloes.
Oh, thank you so much for having me here and for all the incredible work that you are doing and the light you're bringing into our world.
Anneloes, could you tell us just a little bit about your background and the work that you've been doing, and some of the things that you've been touched with in your own personal life with kindness?
What an amazing question. Yes. Wow, there's many things to my journey. I've had a very, very rich life. And, I've lived in many different countries, seen a lot of different cultures, have worked in advocating for social change. I've worked to support people in developing their true potential, worked in a lot of different campaigns, applied my legal skills to apply kindness to the people who lost their lands and who were at risk of losing their cultural heritage. So for me, kindness as a theme in my life has also really meant to advocate and stand for the change that is required and to stand together, because that also meant standing up to the kind of structures and systems that are not kind, that are not compassionate, that are dividing us, that are fragmenting us. So for me, kindness is also at times meant really, taking a firm stand with the people, for the issues that are really important. So all my life, since I was young, I've been advocating for a more compassionate, loving world. And paradoxically, sometimes it meant as well that some people may have thought I wasn't very kind because I had to be very firm and very direct as well. And because that's also, for me, that's also a part of kindness, when you have to stop actions and behaviors that are not kind, at times we need to be really firm and really clear so that then kindness can come forth. So kindness for me is something that I hold deeply as sourced from love. And that doesn't always mean being there with a smile and saying only nice things. It also really means being really awake to what's going on in our world and to address that. So yes, I feel very passionate about that.
And you're also a voice for so many voiceless people on the planet. And you've been such a advocate for helping the indigenous to really get their voice louder. Can you talk a little bit about that? The next question that we're talking about is, what can we do together that we cannot do on our own? So you've been really working in collaboration. We had Chief Phil Lane Jr. on our show for the environment, and he did a beautiful blessing for us. Actually, I'd like to ask you to do us a little blessing. Could you do just a little blessing for the day? That would just be a really wonderful thing to experience with you.
Oh, that's beautiful. Then I'll do the blessing from Mother Earth and from the Divine Mother, from the Mother of Life. Yes? Okay, so with that, let's just close our eyes together and connect our hearts, relax our minds, and really relax into that natural unity, the unity of us, the unity of who we are. And trusting in the deep kindness and the deep love of life itself, even when it doesn't always appear like that. Just trusting that there's a deeper kindness, a deeper goodness within life, within the source of life, that unites us, that keeps bringing us back to each other and to what's important, that gives us strength and gives us courage in times of hardship. And with that, I'd like to ask Mother Earth now, as your daughter and you as our mother, I ask you now to send your blessings of your love and your wisdom to all of us, your children, the Mother of Life, Divine Mother of our universe. And universe is within that. Divine Mother of the Cosmic Mother, I ask you now to please embrace us, bring us into your heart, extend your blessing to all of us. And as we return to your heart and be united deeply with your love, may this restore within us the depth of our love, the source of our kindness, and the strength of love. Thank you.
Thank you. That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. That felt so good. And as we were talking a little bit more about what can we do together that we cannot do on our own,
Yes.
I wanted to explore that a little bit more with you and share about the projects that you have going on. There's a lot of wonderful things that you're working on in collaboration. So I'd love to hear that. And now we are partners, We the World, and we're so grateful to have you, you and Chief Phil and all the wonderful, wonderful people at Earthwise, and just a little bit information about what we're doing as you are doing with many different organizations, many different indigenous, and let's just have fun with that.
Wonderful, I love that. So yes, our first collaboration is with Forwards International Institute with Brother Chief Phil Lane Jr. And that's a really wonderful partnership. So we're working very, very closely together in supporting also the prophecies, from Turtle Island that talk about that after a very long winter time, that this is now the springtime, and that springtime is ushering in a new era, a new time, and that the leadership of the indigenous peoples is really, really important, because they came very close to extinction, and they have been able to come back from that, founded on their spiritual values and principles. And this is, Brother Phil and I have talked about that very often. Yeah, that perspective that as we are now collectively faced with our own extinction, what can we learn also from the indigenous people who've gone through that journey?
How is that possible that that's happened on our planet?
Yeah.
Is it the greed? Is it, I mean, in your opinion, in your own opinion, what do you feel has caused this?
To me, if you go all the way back about 6,000 years ago, what they often call the beginning of the Empire States, you see that certain cultures started to change the relationship with the land. What you find in a lot of indigenous communities, the first principle, first foundation is your relationship with the land, with your relationship with the web of life, and to understanding that that is as a circle, so that we all stand equal in that circle. And what you see that certain cultures wanted to progress in their notion of progress faster. They wanted to grow quicker. They wanted to have more control, more dominance. And they started to change their relationship with the land, developing new technologies, new agriculture, which helped them in turn to populate faster, grow faster, needed to have more resources, and then we start to see all of that, the colonization, etc., and where we are today. So that to me was the beginning of institutionalized duality and division. And what we see is that a lot of the educational system also that have come out of that is that same duality and division. So instead of developing the whole person, the whole humanity, people are constantly told, if you want to succeed in life, you have to lose this part of yourself and suppress the other part of yourself. And you cannot be part of the whole, honor the whole. And so that duality thinking, that separation thinking, that belief that, we are apart, and that we can't trust in each other. It's almost like spread like a virus, and that has become, for many people, the new operating system. So I see that that's what's been and we are at the kind of at the edge
It's
of
almost as
that.
if people feel like they can just dismiss somebody
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like, it's just I don't love you anymore. I don't want to be married to you anymore, or I don't want to be your friend anymore, and I just want to dismiss you out of my life.
yes,
I mean, how do this is like the old paradigm. The
yeah,
old paradigm is dying, and it's moving. And thank you, Kelly Bird, thank you so much. She says, hello, I'm from the Cherokee tribe. I was studying this last night about the land and the herbs. So thank you so much for being here, Kelly. Yeah, please share this out, share this on your timeline, share this to your groups. Let's have this conversation, Anneloes. What do
yes,
we do as kindness leaders who know the truth, who know the unity consciousness, who are living their purpose and living their unity consciousness, and others who are lost in the illusion of the separateness? What would you suggest for that?
it's really start first from within. So lead by example. This is so important. You can't just do kindness in your head. You have to feel that in your heart. And for a lot of people who are kind of out there advocating for change, sometimes they also get worn down and tired, and those might be exactly the moments when we drop that kindness. So
Yeah.
it's really important to have that compassion for yourself, to be able to sustain that energy of kindness within yourself, to also replenish yourself. So starting from within. And then actually, this is beautiful. It's the 4 sacred principles, right? From the 16 guiding principles that Brother Phil always shares. So starting from within as a circle in a sacred manner, we develop, heal, and grow our relationships and our world. So the same principle. So kindness leaders as well. Start from within. Find that source of love and kindness. Make sure that you source that deeply. Revitalize it if you get tired as well. Be kind to yourself as well. Then from there, as a circle, look at all your relationships. Where can you apply that? There's every day an opportunity to share kindness. So as a circle around, circle of relationships. And then in a sacred manner, we're all sacred beings, all of us, even those who may believe that life is not sacred at all. Just still give them that respect, give them that kindness, show by example, and then focus on how we can heal, how we can grow together, and develop our relationships and our world.
Awesome. And Kelly just said she's working on a healing garden. I wanted to invite you all to come to our Gardens of Global Unity. And this is a beautiful website that is going to be a virtual garden that we have already started to grow, and it is growing. So hopefully by Earth Day, we will have 50 for our celebration of our 50th anniversary of Earth Day. But we have so many wonderful gardens to share. And actually what we're asking people to do is share something in their unity, in their community, and share how they're having unity in their community. So I reached out to my mayor to ask, because we have a big festival coming here, if we could dedicate this festival to growing more kindness, peace, and unity. And he said yes. And so we're dedicating our park where the festival is going to be to letting me do a little ceremony, like a little opening ceremony and a little closing ceremony. And so, we want you to come and visit us at Gardens of Global Unity. My dog will be there. She's the canine of kindness. And I want to ask you just a quick question about that. Now, you were talking about, kindness and being in the place of kindness. What if somebody is trying to blame you for their unhappiness? How do you start to work within the circle with somebody who is blaming you for their unhappiness?
Yeah.
I know you giggle about it, but it's real. It happens. People.
I know. I'm giggling because it happens a fair bit. But to me, because blame, the energy of blame means that you're missing an incredible opportunity of growth. Because what happens is if I'm blaming someone else, then I'm distributing that responsibility to that person. So I'm giving them tremendous power. So, wow, I could be so powerful that I could make you unhappy. That's amazing, So it's like, well, let's turn that one around, So really, if you truly believe that I hold that power over you,
Yeah.
Let's break that spell, and it's like, thanks for giving me that responsibility for that you believe really that I can impact you that much. But
Yeah.
what if we now return that back to you and now reverse that and start to work with the energy of blame? So also often what blame is also anger or emotion of fear of pain. Yeah, that it's like we can't hold it inside, so we look immediately to disperse that. Who can I blame? And then we think if we blame the person, now I feel relief, but nothing gets resolved. So really then saying, look, with compassion, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's probably very uncomfortable, but can I support you? Can I hold space with you? So let's just work with this energy here and see what it can reveal. And what if you didn't have to be afraid of that emotion? What if you didn't have to be afraid of that memory or that experience? What if there's a whole other way to look at that? What if there's a gift of learning in this that perhaps you just haven't realized that yet, but I'm here to support you to find that. And then by going through that journey, shifting the focus, shifting the relationship with the experience, the wisdom can emerge and the discovery of that can emerge. And yes, and it can become a beautiful journey.
I love that. And that's really, that really is, it's really about going into your own power and your own strength first, especially when somebody comes at it with an attack at you, kind of with that intention of trying to make you feel bad about why they are unhappy, and then trying to put that kind of blame on and shame on. And then that's the lower frequency. Of course, the highest frequency is love. So sending them love and support and holding space with them is the answer.
Yes, not being afraid.
And the illusion of the separateness, right? Because we get sucked into the illusion of the separateness when somebody comes at us with, "I'm not happy, and and it's your fault."
Yes, exactly.
And I just want you out of my life, and I think if you're out of my life, I'll be happy. And that's like ridiculous, because that,
okay, that I could go, but then someone else may come.
And nobody has the power. Nobody has the power to give you happiness or take away your happiness.
That's it. Yeah.
But our society does do that. Our society does play into this illusion of that separateness. So
but deeper than that, because people are not taught or supported to process emotions.
Yeah.
There is a lot of emotional toxicity. In the same way that we look at how much waste do we accumulate on our planet. Phenomenal. It's the same with our emotions. We throw our emotions out. We don't recycle them. We don't compost them. So the culture of blame is a culture of unhealthy relationship with emotion underneath that.
Yeah.
And when we start working with that and show our children especially, that don't be afraid of the emotions. It's okay. You're not the feeling. It comes and it goes. But love is deeper than that. Love holds that space for all of those emotions. And we can learn and grow from every emotion.
That's so beautiful. And it's so true. And that's why I work with the children. And that's why we're going to be working on a coloring book together for these principles. I talked to Phil about that too. And he's very excited also. And I'm also going to be working with Jonathan Granoff for disarmament on, because this series is to talk about how can we use musical coloring books for education for the Sustainable Development Goals. And so I'm so excited about all the wonderful things. What are the best ways for people? Thank you. Kelly says she is working with her grandson on this, and she's a book called She Made Me. She Made Me. I'm not familiar with that book, but it sounds beautiful. It sounds beautiful. So, Angelina's here. Welcome, Angelina. Thank you for being here. So happy Women's Day, everybody. This is our celebration of the kind leaders, the kind women leaders uniting for global unity. And Anneloes Smitsman, thank you so much for that beautiful blessing. I encourage everyone to watch the replay as they're coming in. No, it's what he says. She made me mad. Oh, she made me mad. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for that. No, that's okay. Thank you for sharing that. So it's really important that people learn how to deal with their own emotions and not try to poison other people with their pain, right? I mean, because that's what's happening on the planet. And it's really kind of the same thing for our Mother Earth.
Yes, and in every poison is a wisdom. You know, this is what some of the Buddhist teachings always have taught me. It's so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That in the seed of the poison, you find the seed of the wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So rather than being scared of the poison, transmute the poison with love and it turns into a wisdom and a blessing.
How do we start to transmute that for the collective? Because I know that that's something that we can help with, right? Just holding that space.
Yes, holding that space, but also being active in our compassion and taking a stand and working to co-create a world that works for everybody. So it's not only in that sense on the emotional level, on a spiritual level, meditative. Of course, all of that is important and holding the vibration and consciousness, but also apply it, put it in action. You know, it's about the world that we build together, and we are all co-creators of our futures. So this is in all of our hands together.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how can people get in touch with you and support the work that you're doing?
Thank you. At via earthwisecenter.org. So if you look that up, earthwisecenter.org, then you can get in touch with us there, and all the projects are there. And
it's spelled with the TRE, right? TRE.
Yeah, TRE, but we also have the other domain name with the American spelling. It's TER. So either way, you'll get there.
It's .com though, right?
.org.
Oh, .org. Okay, awesome.
earthwisecenter.org.
Okay.
And you can get in touch with us there and learn about the things. We have often a lot of also free webinars. So, you know, look forward to be with you all and co-creating the world of beauty.
You've got an exciting project coming up with the
future archetypes. Yes, starting, that's right, an online course on the 7th of October. To really develop the kind of future archetypes, the archetypes of this amazing new world.
Yeah, and she's going to send me a link to that, and I'm going to post it right into the chat when I get that, and I'm going to also send that out to our email list too. So thank you so much, Anneloes. Thank you so much for all of the work that you're doing in the world, and thank you for just being who you are and really helping our world to be in that state of peace and that calm kindness, being a kind leader that is not taking any crap.
You got it, exactly.
I'm laughing because that's where I am right now. I'm at that place. I'm a kind leader, and people have definitely mistaken my kindness as weakness, and that's going to be something that they're going to learn is that's not the case. We are kindness leaders, and we are kind workers who are helping to work for a world that works for all. And if you're not on that page, then we will be letting you know that that won't be acceptable.
I love your strength and your love and your kindness.
This is it, right? This is it. This is why we women are coming into balance with our divine masculine, our divine feminine. And maybe we've been a little off balance in our own life at some way, in some point. But now is the time for us. Now is the time for we. We have that video. Now is the time for we. And it's Desmond Tutu talking about that you have gifts that I don't have, and I have gifts that you don't have, but when we put our gifts together, we have all the gifts that we could possibly need. So I love that. Thank you so much, Anneloes. Everybody stay tuned, because we have the amazing Sandy Hart and Jumana from Peace First. And we have incredible Sharon Ria from the No Judgment, Just Love Global Movement. And those are our 3 women for our summit that is coming up in 5 minutes. So thank you so much, Anneloes. I'm looking forward to talking to you more and helping to really bring all of the work that you're doing out to all of our platforms. I'm excited about the archetypes, and you said there's a webinar coming up for that.
That's right. All of that is on the page that I'll share with you, everything.
Yay. Okay, that'll be so fun. I would love to be a part of that. So thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Oh, remember to tell the women in your life how much you appreciate them.